The sun beat down with relentless fury. Temperatures soared, shattering records. Once fertile lands transformed into arid wastelands. Cities became furnaces, their inhabitants gasping for breath. This was Earth, scorched by the consequences of unchecked greed and environmental neglect. Glaciers, once mighty giants, melted at an alarming rate, drowning coastal cities beneath rising tides. Wildfires raged across continents, leaving behind a trail of devastation. The planet groaned under the weight of human indifference. The air itself felt heavy, thick with despair. This was a world on the brink, teetering towards an irreversible abyss. Yet amidst the chaos and despair, flickers of resistance began to ignite. Ordinary people, faced with extraordinary circumstances, found the courage to fight back. They refused to accept this dystopian future as their fate. Their stories, woven into the fabric of survival, offered a glimmer of hope in a world consumed by flames. Dr. Maya Sharma was a woman possessed. A renowned climate scientist, she had dedicated her life to understanding the intricate dance between humanity and the environment. Years of research had painted a grim picture. Her warnings, once dismissed as alarmist, now echoed in the deafening roar of a planet in distress. The data was clear: unchecked corporate greed and governmental apathy had pushed the Earth to the edge of collapse. But Maya refused to surrender to despair. She knew that within the human spirit resided an unyielding capacity for resilience and innovation. Driven by an unshakable belief in a better tomorrow, she searched for a way to fight back. Her research led her to a groundbreaking discovery: a potential solution to reverse the catastrophic effects of climate change. However, her findings made her a target, placing her directly in the crosshairs of those who profited from the planet's destruction. Haunted by the ghosts of conflicts past, Jack O'Connell sought solace in the solitude of the Wyoming wilderness. A former Special Forces operative, he had witnessed firsthand the devastating consequences of unchecked power and corruption. Disillusioned by the endless cycle of violence, he had vowed to find a new purpose, a way to atone for the shadows that clung to him. News of the unfolding global crisis reached him in his secluded cabin, stirring a familiar unease within him. The images of suffering and despair resonated deeply, igniting a spark of his former self. He knew he couldn't stand idly by while the world crumbled around him. Fate, it seemed, had other plans. A chance encounter with a group of environmental activists led him to Maya and her groundbreaking research. Their meeting would set in motion a chain of events that would determine the fate of humanity. Maya saw in Jack a kindred spirit, a man forged in the crucible of adversity. She recognized his unwavering sense of justice, his deep-seated need to protect the innocent. She knew that his unique skills and unwavering determination would be invaluable in the fight ahead. She shared her research with him, revealing the terrifying truth about the forces arrayed against them. A shadowy corporation, driven by insatiable greed, had deliberately suppressed technological advancements that could reverse climate change. Their motive was chillingly simple: profit. They saw the unfolding crisis not as a catastrophe, but as an opportunity to further consolidate their power and wealth. Jack, hardened by years of combat, was nevertheless appalled by the depths of their depravity. He pledged his unwavering support to Maya, vowing to use all his skills to ensure her safety and the success of her mission. As Maya and Jack delved deeper into their investigation, they encountered countless stories of resilience and resistance. Among the most poignant was that of Ava, a young woman who had witnessed the slow death of her community. Once a thriving coastal town, it had been swallowed by the rising sea, a casualty of the melting ice caps. Ava, forced to flee her home, had become a beacon of hope for other survivors. She organized makeshift shelters, established water filtration systems, and tirelessly worked to rebuild a sense of community in the face of unimaginable loss. Her story, a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity, served as a powerful reminder to Maya and Jack of what they were fighting for. Their investigation led them across a scorched and battered landscape, following a trail of deceit and destruction. They uncovered secret laboratories, hidden deep underground, where the corporation conducted its sinister experiments. They infiltrated heavily guarded data centers, downloading incriminating evidence of the corporation's crimes against humanity. The deeper they went, the more horrifying the truth became. The corporation had developed a weather modification technology, capable of manipulating weather patterns on a global scale. They had used this technology not to mitigate the effects of climate change, but to exacerbate them, creating artificial disasters to drive up demand for their products and services. The world was not merely a victim of climate change, it was a hostage held captive by a ruthless and powerful enemy. With the evidence in hand, Maya and Jack knew they had to act swiftly and decisively. They had to expose the corporation's crimes to the world and shut down their weather modification technology before it was too late. They launched a daring raid on the corporation's headquarters, a gleaming skyscraper that stood as a symbol of their greed and indifference. The battle was fierce, a desperate struggle against overwhelming odds. But Maya and Jack, fueled by their unwavering commitment to justice, fought with the fury of a tempest. They battled their way through heavily armed guards, disabled sophisticated security systems, and finally confronted the CEO of the corporation, a man who personified corporate greed and arrogance. The world watched in astonishment as Maya, her voice trembling with righteous anger, presented irrefutable evidence of the corporation's crimes. The revelations sent shockwaves across the globe, toppling governments, sparking revolutions, and forever altering the balance of power. The corporation, its empire built on lies and suffering, crumbled into dust. The fight was far from over, but for the first time in decades, there was hope. With the corporation's grip on power broken, the world could finally begin to heal. Governments enacted sweeping environmental regulations, corporations invested heavily in renewable energy, and ordinary citizens embraced sustainable practices. The road to recovery was long and arduous, but humanity, tempered by fire and united by a common purpose, faced the future with renewed determination. The scorched earth, once a symbol of despair, became a fertile ground for innovation and renewal. New technologies, inspired by Maya's research, were developed to cleanse the atmosphere and restore the planet's delicate ecosystems. Communities, once ravaged by disaster, rebuilt stronger and more resilient, drawing on the lessons learned from the ashes. The planet, scarred but not broken, began to breathe again.